Port number 6 was Liverpool, England. And what do you do in Liverpool? Why, you go on a Beatles tour, of course. And we decided to book through Viator a double-decker bus Beatles tour.
Gotta go get the big map.
Got a map. We're in the big tent structure and we're headed out to the city center.
In Liverpool, the ship docks right at the city center, so it's easy just to get right off the ship and walk into town. There are all types of tours going on, but like I said, we booked a Beatles tour on a double-decker bus. It was much cheaper than the shore excursion by the ship, and it probably did exactly the same thing. So we paid just a little over $20 a person, and the only thing was we had to walk to the meeting station. There are a lot of other double-decker buses that you don't book ahead of time. You just stand in line and see if they have space. But our tour was booked, and we had to walk to the meeting point, which was down by the Prince Albert port. So it was about a half a mile walk. But it was beautiful, and we allowed plenty of time to get there. On the ticket it says to make sure you have 30 minutes for the walk, and that's probably about what it took. Lots to see on the way, and lots of food trucks too. So we would definitely be catching lunch as soon as we got done with the tour.
Here we go.
It was a nice big double-decker bus, and we found some nice seats upstairs, but it did fill up by the time we left. So if you're planning to do this, do book ahead of time.
You know, we've got nothing, you can have half of it. This is our attitude round here, you know. But welcome aboard, welcome. Yeah, the tour takes about an hour and a half. We are all doing the Beatles tour, aren't we? Yeah. Yeah, there's nobody thinking you're going to go to the liner building, you know, by the... Are you all on the ocean liner?
Yeah.
Not all of us, not all of us, okay. You're not the VIP. Yeah, I know me all do. Can you see upstairs? On your right hand side, number 64. That used to be the register office. And on the 23rd of August 1962, John Lennon and Cynthia Powell walked into that building and came out as Mr. and Mrs. Lennon. That's where they were married. It's a rather nondescript building really, but they had to get married. There was an obligation to it. Would anybody understand why somebody might feel obliged to get married? She told them, it's not your story. Okay, leave me out. Well, Brian Eckstein, who lived on that road to your right, Rodney Street, he was born on that road on your right, so lovely old Victorian street. Brian Eckstein, when he found out Lennon was expecting a child, he said, you'll have to get married, John. If you don't get married, and the fans find out we have an illegitimate child, they won't buy your records anymore. Think about that. It was because of the social and religious taboo of illegitimacy, which is still an ugly word now, really, isn't it? But think about that now. It nearly ended John Lennon's career because he had a child outside of his marriage. If a rock star has a child outside of her or his marriage now, does anybody care? Anybody bothered anymore? Nearly ended his career, so he got married. Lennon, McCartney, George Harrison, Stuart Sutcliffe, Cynthia Powell, all went to that school on your right. Paul McCartney owns it now. Yeah, he owns LIPA. LIPA is an acronym. Liverpool Institute of Performing Art. They're all singing and dancing, them kids. They'll all be on telly, or on wireless, singing and dancing. Yeah, and it's yeah, does anybody know the name Neil Aspinall? the Beatles story. He was their road manager. They met in that building. And another chap called Bill Harry, who started a magazine called Merseybeat. The old churches. On your right-hand side is a Greek Orthodox church of St. Nicholas, the patron saint of repentant thieves, Nicholas. That's why you're nicked. That's why you nick things, Nicholas. On your left is Margaret's. This is Church of England. King Charles is the head now, and he has a black shield.
Oh.
Protestant. On your left again is a Jewish synagogue with the Star of David look over the door. And now they're falling down. The other one is, can we all retake the seat we've got now? Can we get back on? I think we'll all stay friends, won't we? Come on, let's get a photograph, guys. First stop, this is Penny Lane. Let's get a photograph.
Penny Lane's right there in the middle. Right there.
Yeah, Penny's Lane right there.
So to beat the boredom, they would write songs about the things that were going by. A banker, barber, nurse and a fireman are all real. And when we get to the end, I'm going to show you 3 of the 4 characters. But without any further ado, the whole world. Penny Lane in your ears and your eyes. Blue suburban sky could be pouring down with rain at any minute. People stop and say hello. It's all in the lyrics, which are there.
Right there.
And the reference points in the song, it used to be called Harry Bioletti, and that's the same barber that Paul McCartney sings about in the song.
Wow.
Now, did anybody say that they saw carpool karaoke with Paul McCartney? Did you see the moment he walked into that barber's? Oh, he frightened the bejesus out of him. No one expects McCartney on a wet Tuesday morning. Well, my friend's sister used to work in that barber's, and she worked there for over 25 years. Paul McCartney arrived once in all that time on a wet Tuesday morning, and that was their day off. That would be my look, that. If there's reincarnation, I'm coming back as me. That's my look for it, I'll tell you. But yeah, let's just have a look again. So that's the barber to your left. If you look to your right, everybody, you'll see a yellow bush shelter just over your right shoulder. The shelter in the middle of a roundabout where a pretty nurse sells poppies from a tray. That's the bush shelter. McCartney used to get off one bus at that shelter there, catch another tram, and go and meet John Lennon and write some songs. And then just in front of us, oh, here comes the ambulance, John, mate, we didn't really know each other, so give us a song. So we did a song called Raunchy by Bill Justice. Anybody know that song? You know, very country and western. And it really caught Paul's imagination because George could pluck and pick instead of just strumming the strings. And McCartney had never seen the technique before. So he said, come and do an audition for our band. So the audition was held in February 1958. That's the first time we know that Lennon, McCartney and George Harrison were together. And it was in the Casbah, Pete Best's mother's club. And they did an audition. George Harrison arrived. He was 14 years old with Paul. He was 15 years old. A little bit later, John Lennon arrived. He was 17 years old. And when John saw George, he said, I don't want to. So I want Teddy Boys and rock and roll and not kids. I want to watch him play them.
Photo stop, Strawberry Fields. Forever. Back on the bus.
Every day, 66 years on. Now, the bedroom on the left of that house is John's. Remember, he's got a blue plaque on the wall, but it's difficult to see because they haven't cut the hedge. But his name's on the gatepost. Would you call them a duplex? Or semi-detached, as we call them in Britain? Yeah. Semi-detached. That's a chap from the National Trust there with the black jacket. They have an overnight custodian, but no one actually lives here anymore. It's a museum.
Very good tour. Really enjoyed that. Enjoyed the singing and the music and the information. There's our bus we just got off of. Now to find restrooms. Turkish street food. Kebab. How about that? Castle Street. Tons of pubs. Ron's got to pick a pub. Do you have a Diet Coke?
I got Diet Coke.
Oh, no. Yeah, go ahead.
Anybody have stout on tap in this area?
No stout on tap, unfortunately, no. I don't think we have any stout at all, unfortunately.
That's fine. Where's this one from? What's it?
From Lake District. From Porto, yeah.
What about the other one? Same place?
The other one's from London, I think.
Okay.
It's owned by Heineken, that one's more very good.
Oh, cool. Hang on. Okay.
Proper English pint.
Talk a lot louder than that.
A proper English pint.
At the Black Barrel.
Wow. It's actually pretty good.
Yeah?
Got a nice citrus up to it.
Yeah?
Yep.
Really good?
So if you enjoyed this video and found the information useful, please give us a thumbs up and think about subscribing. We have lots more adventures coming up. We have one more port on this cruise, and then we've got lots of activities going on back home here. So please subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any videos. And like I always say, get out there and hug a tree. And thanks for watching.